Good morning.
Good morning,
It's
guys.
Live. I'm looking right now. It showed we were in my program. I know.
Welcome to WRME Live, whether you can hear me or not.
Oh, we're live. I found us.
Yay, we're live edited. Goodness.
I normally get a little thing that says connecting, and then we're connected, and I didn't get that. So.
Better safe than sorry. Better sound than mute, I suppose. Okay.
So we're here. I see us now.
I'm supposed to mow today, and it looks like it's going to rain.
No, it will not rain.
Yeah, God and nature don't listen to you, sugar.
Till after we're done.
Yeah, God and nature doesn't listen to her or me.
I'm meaner than that.
What was it? Bill Cosby just said, I'm probably paraphrasing. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. He'd be belly rolling by then. Oh, goodness, but it's supposed to be real nice this weekend. It's just going to be fun. But I'm going to go mow some lots for Carl to try and avoid getting a lien. You guys are aware that if you don't mow your yard in city limits, someone can call or the city could drive by and go, oh, your grass is too tall, and have some, either they're supposed to send you some form of notification.
They're supposed to. Keyword. Supposed.
They're supposed to, and they normally depend on mail and whatever information they have, and they don't always double check it. But bitterness aside, point being is, if, for instance, if I didn't go mow these lots today or tomorrow, and the city deemed that they were too tall, they are supposed to notify me. But if I don't do anything, so we can correct it. And two, if I don't correct it in a timely fashion, they will send their own people out to mow it and put what's called a lien on the property.
And it's a lot more expensive than you doing it yourself or hiring someone to do it.
Yes, because this, backing away from the details there, but point being, they have the right that if they, as the city, had to go and maintain the property, they have a number that gets tacked on for every time they have to mow. And it's definitely not the cheapest in the world. And the only way to get the lien off the property is to pay it. Whether you pay it, oh, I got my letter, I'll go pay it. I was out of town for a month, life happened, whatever. Or if you're going to sell the property, it has to be part of the title process where you pay it from the profit from the sale and take care of that lien.
And if you don't have enough money to pay it from the profit, you have to bring the money,
Yep.
or the buyers have to agree. Because there are some instances, bank-owned properties, stuff like that, if they have a lien, it'll show that buyers are going to have to pay purchase price plus the liens.
Yeah, I could go down the short sale rabbit hole, but you just need to be aware of there's different types of liens. For instance, a mortgage is technically a lien. So you got to keep that in mind as a specific type of lien.
That's how they can foreclose on your property when you don't pay them back.
Correct, because the collateral and the promise that you're going to pay them the money you agreed to pay them is the house and land. So if you don't do that, because of the paperwork you signed, they can go, hey, here's a warning. You need to get caught up, or we're going to start foreclosure proceedings. And I could talk all day on so many aspects of foreclosure policies and whatnot. It's not normally a speedy process. And but they might also suggest, and I'm going to try and keep it brief, so bear with me. Sometimes the bank offers solutions, such as HAMP and HARP are kind of like refinance programs. I do not suggest them. And I only met one person who successfully did one, and it did not ruin their life. One of them takes a certain amount of the loan and makes it a lien against the property like a mowing lien, where you either have to pay it up front as a lump or wait till the house closes. The problem is a few people get confused. Some banks don't convey it right. We had a client that tried to sell a house, and she was underneath the impression that this amount that was taken away from her mortgage was forgiven. She was very, very wrong. So all the equity she thought she had, she walked away with maybe $5,000. And this house should have gone much, but she wasn't paying down the $38,000 lien on the house that she was going to have to pay either from the proceeds or beforehand. And she didn't have really money for either. But she was able to do it from proceeds. But the mystical, magical money to move to Florida, I can't remember where, was no longer there because of the miscommunication on that process. Just call Managed Solutions before you do a deferment, forbearance, or short sale, or a HAMP, or a HARP. Just please, because they are liens.
Anything mortgage-wise, talk to a lender.
Yes.
And you don't have to talk to just one. If you don't like what someone says or don't quite understand it and they can explain it to you, don't be afraid to go talk to another one. Banks and mortgage companies have different programs too. Bank might be able to do something a mortgage company can't a mortgage company vice versa. The other thing is liens aren't just from the city. They
Correct.
can be taxes.
They can be mechanic liens from where
Right.
someone did some work on your house.
Someone went and built you a brand new deck or a barn or whatever and you didn't pay, they can put a lien on your house. HOAs can put liens on your houses for unpaid dues. I've seen that done.
And it doesn't even have to be unpaid total. They built the barn. Our agreement said $35,000. Everything I could find said $35,000, so I cut him a check for $35,000. But his paperwork says $37,000. He puts a $2,000 lien for the difference on the house because I didn't pay what he thought I should pay. And yes, you can dispute these. That is besides the point.
Right.
But the main thing is it can be for any sum if I'm correct. I think there's a minimum. I don't think you can do like $3, but $2,000 that you thought was already paid for wasn't.
And you should be able to call the county clerk's office, assessor's office, one of those, and they'll be able to look it up and tell you if there's treasurer. And one of them, I can't ever remember.
Call your county and say what your problem is. They'll get you to the right people.
Right. And you can always check with the city, too, your local city, see if there's anything on record with them that's not been certified and filed with the county yet. Sometimes that happens, and you might be able to get it taken care of before it becomes an official lien.
Or it gets any worse.
Right.
Because it's there's stories. But point being is, like, for instance, Terry's getting a lot of these probate houses, and some of these people had no clue that they were getting a house. And it's wise for the new owner, and maybe the realtor, if the new owner is just completely overwhelmed, to call the city and say, hey, I'm about to list this house. Do you know of any liens on the property, either that are on there or about to be on there?
And people make mistakes. We had an error just yesterday that we got fixed, that a lien was a lien, but the owner called. We had no liens. Title company saw it as the certificate. All liens were taken care of. When the lien certificate shown it was taken care of was just for one, not the other. So things happen. Errors happen. Just do your research as best as you can. Moral of the story, though, pay. If you have work done, pay. If you can't pay in a lump sum, work something out. Most businesses will work with you.
And keep track of your paperwork, because just like that $35,000, you swear all your paperwork swears it should be $35,000, but the builder has different paper. If you dispute that $2,000, they're going to be comparing your paperwork to the builder's paperwork to decide if that lien needs to go away, etc. And keep your paperwork and your reference as best as you can. It's kind of hard to do it with yard mowing because they could have come out at 8 a.m. and you started mowing at 9 a.m. But sometimes you can get that figured out depending on the city, depending on the county, things like that. But you don't know until you ask, and we're human, things do occur. We just got to try and handle it the best we can. Oh, I really hope it doesn't rain.
All right.
Pout,
As
wine.
always, got any questions, comments, comment below.
Distressed
You can
properties,
message us.
liens, short sales. With everything going on right now, my little distressed property radar is going ballistic. Questions, comments, concerns, real estate or in broad, let us know. Maybe we need to do an entire video about, the 1948 Jeep Willie. Something like that. But that'd be a Carl. He could talk all day. But thank Thank you guys for joining us at WRME Live, where we do real life, real world real estate.